I generally talk to friends and family about their beliefs.
Okay.
So, like talk to my dad about, I don't know, police brutality, or talk to my grandparents about religion and stuff like that. Or talk to my brother about his belief that art and the artist should be kept separate. But just like
Interesting.
anything, abortion, politics, maybe you're not into that kind of stuff, but surely you got opinions about something. Let me give him my phone.
Go for it.
But yeah, I don't know. What interests you?
Just day-to-day living. Like,
Yeah,
how you live your day-to-day is how you live your life. So
yeah,
I don't need much from life. I'm not that.
yeah. So do you have an idea? So then it sounds like you do want to talk about how to live a good life. Do you have an idea of what makes life worth living?
Company, I think.
Okay,
Company.
all right. I think that's a good. Are we good? We can start. Okay. So let's explore your idea. So it sounds like you're saying that the key to living a good life is other people. Is that right?
To some extent. You got to be comfortable in your own company, I feel,
Uh-huh.
before you can enjoy others.
Uh-huh. So what is it about other people that's important to you?
It's just the sharing of your journey through life, like when I think back, and I'm not very old, I'm 23,
Uh-huh.
so I'm still very naive and ignorant, but when I think back through all the best memories I've had, it's always been, most of the time, it's the ones that I've had that I'm able to share with friends and family.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff, I'm very independent, but there's a lot of stuff that I can do on my own, but it's not when I look back, those are not the memories I remember, when I'm
Uh-huh.
on my own. Yeah.
Yeah. So generally in these conversations, I try to explore like the boundaries of these things. So I might be pushing back a little bit. So like,
Please push.
can you imagine living a good life without friends or family or anything like that? Like being alone. Like if you were alone, would life still be worth living?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
There's so much to see.
Yeah.
And then, it's all to do with your expectations, right? Like, I think there's this one Greek philosopher, I don't recall his name.
Yeah.
He had a quote, it's like, I've twice had a strawberry and once a blueberry. It's been a good life.
Okay.
Or like these recluses who would just, go and live in a cave.
Right.
Or a cabin in the woods.
Right.
It's something I think about from time to time, just get away from it all.
Yeah.
So, to each their own, right?
Yeah.
Just because I enjoy the company of my close friends. And I try to maintain a very tight-knit circle.
Uh-huh. Like close relationships instead of lots of...
Precisely.
Yeah.
Like, I have like 3 friends.
Uh-huh.
I'm not afraid to say that, three friends, but close friends.
But close friends, yeah.
They're there for me when I need it. Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so it sounds like you're pretty flexible thinking about this. Like, you think friendship, companionship, intimacy matters, but you could have a good life without people.
For sure. And I think you need to be able to have a good life on your own.
Okay. So then, what is necessary for living a good life? If maybe not people are necessary, what is necessary? You said something about being comfortable with yourself at first. Is that what I heard?
You did hear that. I think a lot of people are not comfortable in their own skin.
Okay.
They're not able to enjoy their own company, so they're always chasing these superficial things to keep themselves distracted.
Okay.
That's just my 2 cents. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a nihilistic viewpoint.
Yeah. So let's explore that a little bit. So what do you mean about being comfortable in your own skin? What does that mean to you?
Well, something I've been thinking about a lot recently is, how would you live life, or how would I live life rather, if nobody was watching? If you were like the single person on Earth, how would you go about your day? What kind of things would you do? I feel like there's a lot of innate thinking that we do about how will we be perceived by society, by the ones we care about, by the passersby on the streets, And I don't know the answer. It's been plaguing me for a couple of months.
Yeah.
I do wonder, how would I dress if I was the only person on Earth? What would I dress?
Right. Because you wouldn't be thinking about how other people might respond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, you wonder to what extent do you do that? Because we all like to think, or I like to think at least, that,
Yeah.
you know, what I do for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
some of the things we do for others.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you think? So maybe you didn't say this explicitly, but maybe I'm getting the vibe that you're saying, even though close friends are important, you're sort of noticing that we do a lot of things for other people, and maybe we should start by thinking about ourselves and our relationship to them, or like where's your head on this?
Can you rephrase your question?
Yeah, like I've heard you say that our relationships with the people we care about is important, but I also heard you say that being comfortable in your own skin is important. So I'm just trying to figure out like which comes first, or how do you make sure that you're true to yourself and you are true to your friends? Like, how does that work out?
I think it goes hand in hand, you know. Like, I've met the people that I feel most lucky to have met, and who I now call my closest friends, are the same people that helped me discover who I am and grow more comfortable in my own skin. I feel like it's sort of cyclical, you know. The better you know yourself,
Yeah.
the better you can understand what kind of people you want to surround yourself with, and what kind of a friend or lover you want to be for those people.
Right.
If that makes sense.
So maybe, would it be fair to say that one of the ways to be a good friend, or what makes a good friend, is someone who helps you figure out things about yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I like that. I never vocalized it like that, but I do
Yeah.
like that.
Cool.
How
Well,
about
yeah.
you?
What's that?
How about you?
Yeah, I think that's important. I think so. Generally, in these conversations, we don't like talk about our own opinions, you know. But I think that was a good place to stop, and so I'm happy to kind of tell you. Yeah. I think I worry about relationships where both people only worry about the other person, because I find that it often turns, like, things like resentment start to develop, you know, and you think, oh, I'm doing all this stuff for the other person, and they're not like responding the way that I expect them to, or they're not, you know, and then you start thinking, why aren't they appreciating what I'm doing for them? And it's like, they never asked you to do those things.
Yeah.
And so it's really good to keep not just them in mind, but also yourself, and make sure, you know, both people are always on board with whatever's going on. Yeah. But that's just my take. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think I firmly believe ultimately we're all selfish people, and we all do things for ourselves. So those people that you mentioned, those types of relationships
Yeah.
that are the givers, let's say,
Yeah.
they're doing it because they feel best giving, I think.
Yeah.
Or like people who donate, they do so because it makes them feel better.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. People generally do things because they think it'll be fun, or they think it'll be useful or interesting. Yeah.
Are you one of those people in relationships? You're the giver?
I have been, yeah, historically, and I've been trying to be less like that, yeah, and think more about how can we be more symmetric, you know, more a partnership than sacrifice. A relationship about sacrifice often feels unhealthy, I think, to me. But yeah, I'm making claims now, like, because it's sort of, the whole point of this is for me not to make claims and just kind of like talk to people about what they think. But
why don't you put yourself behind the camera and your own thoughts? Like, how about a podcast?
Yeah, I think there's enough of that on YouTube.
Is there?
People who just sit and talk about what they think, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been trying to like help people explore. You know, like I heard you say, I've never put it in those words before, but it's your idea.
Very true.
Yeah. And I think that's useful. I had a conversation a few weeks ago with one of my friends who thinks that he should do good by other people.
Yeah.
Kind of related to what we're talking about. And he'd never really sat and thought about why. And we went through his reasons why. And, you know, he didn't like his reasons. And he started thinking, maybe I should look for other reasons. Yeah.
That's
So it
interesting.
was exploratory. Yeah.
Because the flip side of that is ignorance is bliss, and don't always ask why.
Well, yeah.
And if you're doing a good thing, don't poke too deep.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think an unexamined life is worth living?
I tend to overthink a lot, and sometimes I do wish I was,
Go with the flow.
or just born as a goat, without like the capacity to think, just grazing my whole life, and
Uh-huh.
then it would be a simpler life, and who's to say it's the worst one?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it was good talking to you. What's your name?
Noah,
Noah. I'm Chucky.
Chucky.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Never met a Chucky.
Yeah. I've never met a Noah.
Excellent. Cool. I won't take up more of your time. I
Yeah.
had fun.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for stopping.
Thanks for pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. I hope you have a good day.